So obviously it is it's very unfortunate and sad that Kenny Rogers passed away, of course, but he kind of reminds me of my grandpa in a way. Although, I mean, obviously my grandfather was not Kenny Rogers and was not a famous singer, but someone who lives to like 81 and has like a badass life and lives life on their terms and just has spectacular moment after spectacular moment in their own right, the way they want to do it. And you make it to 81, you know? I think, like my mentor died at 78. Like, you just gotta hope you get a chance to live to like 78, 80, 85 on your terms. Like, that's just, it's kind of badass. So anyways, I was gonna do a less popular track than The Gambler to start off with, like Islands in the Stream, which is still huge and amazing, or Lady, or what's the one, Don't Take Your Love to Town? There's a bunch of them, and I got a chance to see Kenny live, but I was like, you know what, who am I making this video for? I think I'm making this video, for people who just heard he passed away and are looking him up on YouTube. And so I think the best service I can do is just take the most famous song and let's just watch it. And hopefully, you know, I won't get hit by the copyright demons. This is off The Carson Show. I did not, but I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Oh, I've not seen this version of the performance before. I might have to block out some of the graphics on there. We'll see. And also Johnny Carson, before my time, but absolutely love Johnny Carson. I've gone down many rabbit holes of just watching, you know, hours and hours of footage. I mean, I caught the very end of Carson, like the last year, but. Anyways, just talking. That's really what we're doing here. We're just chilling out. Like, this is... it's therapeutic for me. So I'm hoping, like, it makes you feel good over there. Let's just... We've all heard this song hundreds of thousands of times. It's one of those songs where I think I know every lyric, but I probably only know, like, 30% of them. Whatever. Let's do it.
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep.
His voice is
so we took
so
turns
good.
Staring at the darkness out the window.
And so is his beard.
Boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made my life out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind me saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice."
Ooh, come on, man.
I handed him my bottle. He drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. Then the night deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy,
come on,
you gotta learn to play it right.
That's right.
You got to know when to hold it, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing."
I just gotta interrupt for a second. I've played live poker. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this on this channel, if you're from around here. Anyways, I actually played poker very seriously for 10 years. Maybe a little longer. And the first time I played, I was all digital to begin with. But the first time I was playing live in a casino, and I wanted to kind of figure out how many chips I had and what had gone on over the last 30 minutes, you know, try to get my bearings, because I was very nervous playing live as opposed to online. And I have to tell you, this song played in my head, and I was like, is it weakness to count the chips? Like, should I already know? Should I just have been keeping track in my head and I should already know how many there are? Because I was bad at keeping track. Anyways, just sharing memory.
Now every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. Cause every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, and the best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. And when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window, crushed out his cigarette, faded off to sleep. Then somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. But in his final words, I found an ace that I can keep. You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done, you got to know when to hold 'em,
When to hold 'em,
know when to fold 'em,
hold 'em.
know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done, you got to know.
Hey,
when
3
to hold 'em,
choruses. What?
know when to fold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done.
Hey. A legend. An absolute legend. Unfortunately, I don't even know if this video is even gonna work, but I definitely can't let him go over and sit down and talk to Johnny. Like, he'll definitely snag me for that. Let's get honest for a second. You know, I'm in Georgia. Grew up in Savannah. Born in Jacksonville, grew up in Savannah, and was just surrounded by country music. Now, that really was not my thing. I grew up in Jacksonville, so beach music, Beach Boys, Jane and Dean was kind of like music that I was into before I moved into like alternative and metal and all that stuff. But however, I was surrounded by country music, so of course you figure out your favorites. You know who you love, and for me it was older country and some pop country from back in the day. You know, Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, George Strait, like just. That's kind of who. Just I didn't pick, dude. When I was a kid, growing up where I grew up, you didn't get to pick what was on the radio. Like you just shut up and let them play what they're playing. And this is one of those songs where, as I told you at the beginning of the video, I thought I would know like 70% of the lyrics. It turns out I only know the chorus, which is funny. It's funny what your memory does to you, because like when I went back and looked up Kenny Rogers stuff over the past, I don't know, 6-7 years maybe. Because I saw him about 5 years ago, I believe. 6 years ago, 5. I'm not sure. In Tennessee. But anyways, I did not look up The Gambler. Because I'm like, if there's any song that we all know, it's The Gambler. So like, in my head, I assume that I know all the lyrics. And it's like, no, I don't remember the story. That doesn't really matter, but when an event happens, you share stories. Like at least that's all I know to do. So I'm just giving you my stories. Sucks. But the dude was amazing. He was a badass. And the duets, man, come on. Like there's some great just some exceptional music. And my 2 cents is that your greatest artists in a genre tend to pull in fans outside of that genre. So if you were to just meet me on a day-to-day basis and ask me what I listen to, I would never say country. But there is a laundry list of country music that I know and I find dear. It's not really anything current, you know, but Kenny Rogers is 100% on that list. Anyways, this is one of those videos where I don't know if anyone's going to be watching or not, but I think some of these videos I make for me and hope that they help you. That's all I got for you. Gratitude, be grateful. If you're watching this video, then you have at least you've at least made it one more day on this planet, and being grateful for whatever opportunities come your way. I think it helps. It helps push some of the demons out of your mind. You fight those demons with gratitude. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Kenny Rogers. And I'm thankful to have another day. I'm out.